What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it with another boxing video. So yesterday I made a video about Triple G having to vacate his IBF strap in order not to face his mandatory undefeated Brazilian 30 wins, 20 KOs by the name of Esquiva Falcao. I believe he was a silver medalist in the 2016 Olympics. I'm sorry, 2012. Okay. Now, Triple G has been ordered by the WBA to consolidate the WBA middleweight straps with the WBA regular 160 pound title holder Erislandy Lara. Okay, now they've been given a 15-day negotiation period rather than the standard 30-day negotiation period of making the fight happen, and they have up until 120 days from the date that the man Triple G became the WBA champion, and that's when he beat the man Ryota Murata last year, April 9th, 2022, in Japan for the WBA title. All right. Now, you might be saying to yourself, 120 days has been passed. We're already in February of 2023. Well, them fellas Triple G got a little found a little loophole when he fought the man um what's his name? Cannoli. Yeah, I mean, because the fight between Triple G and Erislandy Lara was ordered, like I said, 120 days from the when the man became champion, and that fight should have taken place at least in September of 2022. But the man Triple G got a little loophole, or he got a little leeway when he fought the man Cannoli for the WB. What is it? I guess for all the middleweight straps, right? I'm sorry, super middleweight straps, because Triple G went up in weight, okay, to fight the man Cannoli. So the WBA ain't put no pressure on the man Golovkin, Triple G, to fight the man Erislandy Lara when he came back down, because they gave him, you know, they gave him some kind of leeway when Triple G, he got with the IBF to enforce the mandatory, which is the man Falcao, okay, the Brazilian dude. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Triple G's, that's how he got a little leeway not to fight the man Erislandy Lara immediately after having to fight with the man Cannoli. Okay, so the man Triple G now, since he's vacated the IBF strap and he didn't go ahead with that mandatory that, the WBA and the IBF, they met and they agreed together that, Lara going to leapfrog that mandatory with the WBA fighting Erislandy Lara to fight the IBF mandatory, which is the Brazilian dude, Falcao. But since the man Triple G vacated that IBF strap just yesterday, boom, the WBA is back on his helmet, and now they pressing the man to fight the man Erislandy Lara and make that fight. They got a 15-day negotiation period. More than likely, this fight will go to purse bid, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Triple G might be a free agent right now. Don't quote me on that, but I think his contract might be due or might be up with the zone. So the man Triple G, he has 120 days from that 15-day negotiation period to make that fight happen versus the man Erislandy Lara. And Erislandy Lara, he got himself good with the WBA when he beat some dude named Cornflake Lamana, and then he fought the man Gary Spike O'Sullivan, and that was the last time he fought, was May 28th of 2022. Yeah, I mean, so the man Triple G has until, like I said, the fight should happen sometime in August if they do what they're supposed to. All right, that's basically the politics of everything, you know what I mean? And And if there is so happens to be a purse bid, the man Triple G is due for 75% of the winning amount, the lion's share, since he's the super champion. And the man Erislandy Lara gonna have to settle for 25%. Now, with that out the way, more times than not, it's gonna be difficult to make this fight only because I'm sure Erislandy Lara would like to fight, especially if it's a nice payday. You know what I mean? If it goes to purse bid or if they do negotiate and they come up with a fair split rather than 75-25, at least you got to go into negotiations, see what each party is bringing to the table. Now, the man Erislandy Lara has been wanting this fight for a long time. You know what I mean? He's been clamoring for this fight. Even when he was at 154, he was willing to go up to 160 to fight the man Triple G. But Triple G, at this stage of his career, I think it's too risky of a fight. I'd love to see the fight. I wanted to see the fight 6 years ago. But is Triple G willing to go ahead with that fight? He already vacated his strap in order not to fight the unknown Brazilian Falcao, who's 30 wins and 20 KOs. Yeah, I mean, and also has a silver medal, just like the man Triple G from the Olympics. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So more than likely, I don't know if this fight gonna happen, y'all. I'm very skeptical if Triple G gonna go down to negotiations with the man that's Landy Lara. I think it's too risky of a fight. Both of them are definitely past their primes, you know what I mean? Both of them are some old heads in the game. But it's a very good fight. I'd love to see it. But Triple G, more times than not, he's gonna vacate that strap in order not to fight the guy. Now, like I said, um, Triple G, if the two parties, Erislandy Lara, does not fight, or if both of them they don't go ahead and with the negotiations and refuse to fight each other, then their titles will be vacated. Yeah, I mean, and more than likely one of them gonna have to give up their strap, and I see the WBA more pressing the man Erislandy Lara to give up the strap rather than Triple G. Yeah, I mean, so we'll finally have one middleweight champion with the WBA if they don't get to go to negotiations. So, I don't see Triple G really sweating at this point. You know what I mean? That he got to fight Erislandy Lara. You know what I mean? I think Triple G is in the game right now at his advanced age. He's only in it for the big paydays. But where are the big paydays? He's already fought Canoli 3 times. That chapter's over and done with. Where the big fights at? A fighter coming up. If he's a free agent, excuse me, a fight at 160 with Jamel Charlo, that's a unification fight. That'd be awesome. Would the Kazakh fighter Triple G fight the man, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Johnny back with the WBO strap? High risk, high reward, probably not. The fight that I do see more than likely next for Triple G, I would love to be Erislandy Lara, but high risk, high reward, Triple G probably not gonna go through that. What we probably might see, especially if Triple G, if his contract ain't done or if he re-ups with the zone, don't be surprised you see him in there next with the man Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? That's a very good fight as well. Jaime Munguia's been ducking a whole lot of fighters. I mean, but more times than not, Oscar De La Hoya gonna convince that man Munguia, man, go get that strap from that old head Triple G. I mean, so time will tell. We shall see. I hope we see Erislandy Lara versus Triple G. It's well long overdue, but I highly doubt we see it next. You know why? This is boxing. When do we ever get the fights that we want on time and immediately when we want them? Almost never. Be much boxing. I'm gone. Peace. We got some people in the chat. What's up, Mike 104? What's good, my guy? He says 8 years too late. I thought GGG had ownership stake at the zone. I thought he did too. Yeah, I mean, but I thought I read somewhere that, his contract might be done. But time will tell. We shall see. Be Marsh Boxing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Gone.